It all started on a day that seemed no different from hundreds of others. Anna returned home from work around 7 in the evening. The streets were still wet from the rain, and heavy gray clouds covered the sky. She climbed the stairs to her apartment on the 9th floor and was about to put her key into the lock when she noticed a white envelope. It was lying right in front of her door. No stamp. No return address. No sender's name. Only her name, written in neat handwriting, Anna. She looked around. The hallway was empty. Shrugging her shoulders, Anna picked up the envelope and went inside. At first, she had no intention of opening it. She tossed it onto the table, changed her clothes, made herself some tea, and turned on the television. But curiosity won. A few minutes later, she tore open the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper. There was only one sentence written on it. Tomorrow at 8:17 a.m., do not get into the elevator. Anna laughed. Very funny. She crumpled up the note and threw it into the trash. The next morning, she had almost forgotten about the strange message. At 8:16 a.m., she was standing in front of the elevator. The doors opened. She was about to step inside when she suddenly remembered the letter. For some reason, a chill ran down her spine. She froze for a moment. Then stepped back. Ridiculous, she muttered. The doors closed. The elevator started moving downward. A few seconds later, the entire building shook from a deafening crash. Metal screeched. People screamed. Panic erupted. The elevator had fallen. Anna stood frozen. Her heart pounded so hard she could barely breathe. That evening, another envelope was waiting outside her door. This time, her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside, it said, "Now you know I'm telling the truth." Anna felt her throat go dry. Who was this? How could anyone have known about the accident? And most importantly, why? More letters followed. Every 2 or 3 days. They contained small warnings. Don't enter a certain CAF. Don't take a specific bus. Don't sign a document at work. Every single time, the prediction came true. One day she avoided a CAF, and an hour later a fire broke out inside. Another time she refused to sign a contract, only to discover later that it was part of a major fraud scheme. With every new letter, her fear grew. But alongside the fear came something else. Dependence. Anna began waiting for the next envelope. She stopped making decisions on her own. Every step depended on the letters. Every action. Every choice. Then one day, a letter arrived that changed everything. Inside was a photograph. It showed Anna herself. Her face was pale. Her eyes were closed. She was lying in a coffin. On the back was a single sentence. You have 30 days left. That night, she didn't sleep. The next morning, she went to the police. The officers listened carefully but remained skeptical. Without evidence, there was little they could do. The letters carried no fingerprints. The security cameras captured nothing. It was as if the envelope simply appeared out of thin air. The days passed. The countdown continued. Anna slowly began losing control. She stopped eating properly. She barely slept. She constantly looked over her shoulder. She felt as if someone was watching her. Then another letter arrived. Its message was unusual. You are looking for me in the wrong place. That was all. Nothing more. She read the sentence over and over again. Then she noticed something strange. The handwriting. It looked familiar. Painfully familiar. She rushed to an old notebook and compared the writing. The blood drained from her face. The handwriting matched her own. Whoever was sending the letters wrote exactly like her. Anna desperately searched for a logical explanation. Someone had forged it. Someone was playing a cruel game. But deep inside, another possibility began to grow. A terrifying one. What if the letters really were coming from her future self? A few days later, another message arrived. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., come to the old park by the lake. For the first time, the letter wasn't warning her. It was instructing her. The following evening, she went. The park was nearly empty. The sun was setting. The wind moved softly through the trees. Anna walked slowly toward the lake. Then she saw a woman. She was sitting alone on a bench with her back turned. Dark coat. Blonde hair. A familiar posture. Anna froze. The woman stood up. Turned around. And Anna nearly collapsed. The woman looked exactly like her. 10 years older. A few wrinkles around her eyes. A tired expression. But undeniably her. No. Anna whispered. The woman gave a sad smile. I said the same thing when I first saw myself. Anna felt her knees weaken. Who are you? You. 10 years from now. Silence filled the air. Anyone else would have assumed they were losing their mind. But after everything that had happened, Anna wasn't sure of anything anymore. Why are you doing this? The older woman was quiet for a long moment. Then she answered. Because I'm trying to save you from the mistake that destroyed my life. The story she told was more terrifying than any horror movie. In 2 weeks, Anna would meet a man named Max. They would fall in love. Get married. For a while, life would seem perfect. Then everything would become a nightmare. Manipulation. Control. Psychological abuse. Isolation from friends. The destruction of her self-worth. Slowly. Almost invisibly. Max would never hit her. He would never scream. That was exactly why she wouldn't notice the danger for so long. Instead, he would convince her that she was nothing without him. And one day she would lose everything. Her career. Her friends. Her dreams. Herself. I'm trying to change the future, the older Anna said. Then why not just tell me not to meet him? Anna asked. The older woman shook her head. Because people rarely learn from someone else's mistakes. They have to understand for themselves. After that meeting, everything changed. Anna began paying closer attention to people. To their words. Their behavior. The subtle ways they influenced others. And then she realized something important. The most dangerous manipulators don't frighten you. They make you feel special. They give you attention. Affection. Understanding. And then, little by little, they take away your freedom. Step by step. So slowly that you don't even notice it happening. A month passed. The day arrived when Anna was supposed to meet Max. She saw him. Exactly as her future self had described. Charming. Confident. Attractive. He smiled at her. And in that moment, she understood. The old version of her would have fallen in love immediately. But now she could see more. She noticed the details. The subtle comments. The need for control hidden behind kindness. And she walked away. Without a word. She simply turned around and left. That evening, one final envelope appeared outside her door. Inside was a blank sheet of paper. At the bottom, in tiny handwriting, was a single sentence. Now you'll be fine on your own. No more letters ever came. Years passed. Anna never discovered whether she had truly met her future self. Whether someone had orchestrated an impossible deception. Or whether her own mind had somehow found a way to save itself. But she learned one thing for certain. The greatest trap in life is not manipulation itself. It is our willingness to silence our own voice in favor of someone else's. And when a person stops listening to themselves, they risk losing far more than their future. They risk losing who they are.